as like a footnote for like an update video. Mainly because I am pretty much out of storage. I know that sounds crappy and weird, but I am pretty much out. I am. My plan is to go and get do some stuff get put stuff on the computer later on tonight on my drawing computer. So yeah, so that is what the plan is for tonight. And then I'm gonna finally have like some freed up space to really upload some stuff that I want to upload that I've been meaning to. So yeah, apologies to the weird back-to-back live stream type crap. Just blame it on the fact that I cannot upload a regular video completely. I know that sounds weird, but it's very hard to explain. But oh, a second. Let me get my black tube of paint over here and some other colors I need. Oh, my knees. Sorry to everybody if you are watching, but I doubt anyone is at the moment, but it's all well and good. So I'm going to be working on this, refining this as I go along. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty interesting one. I'm going to be working on stuff, some different projects. I finally get time to do it. So I'm going to be doing this for a couple hours, working on this poster, because I need to get it at least worked on and have a foundation and correct a lot of the rough edges, lack of a better word. So yeah. Going to be doing some stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot of updating, layering, putting in a lot of detail and stuff like that to make sure it looks as well as I can. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and all that jazz. Big shout out to everybody, both of the Nats who have subscribed. Big shout out to everybody, to anybody who enjoys seeing me do the stuff I do and enjoys the content that I make and even likes it at all, which is pretty cool. It's very humbling. It, makes me, happy that you guys even enjoy my stuff. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to be working on this painting right here, which I will probably, if I can, whenever I get it finished and whenever I get it done, I'm going to probably sell it, maybe. Who knows? Let me know in the comments what I should do, or if anybody joins the chat, or after the stream, if anybody rewatches the stream, I'll keep this one public as well. If what I should do with this painting when I'm done with it. So let me know. What you guys think I should do. I am right now just fine lighting the cowl in some places and all that. So I mostly use the thinner brushes. So this was something that was asked by a subscriber and a mod of mine, a pretty amazing person. She asked why I use mostly thinner brushes and stuff. Why don't I use a lot of thicker ones? Well, the trick for me when I paint people or paint stuff, I mainly do a lot of, or use a lot of thinner brushes. Mainly for the finer lining, and kind of like I can treat it like kind of like a pen almost, where I can go very thin or treat it very thin, where I don't have to do a whole lot of like go real thick and press real far down. And stuff like that. So I kind of can go as thick as I want to, and but very lightly. So I can kind of do like a mixture of two different worlds. Just a little bit. And then, so here's what I'll be working on for a bit. I I also find I treat this more like gouache. I can treat watercolor kind of like gouache in a sense, where I can go in layers and refine as I go along and treat it like I'm almost kind of like if you're a digital artist, how you work in layers. Like the first is like your anatomy sketch or your proportions and stuff. Well, for me, painting is kind of like that, where you can go in depth. Now, it's a very long and very algebra. It's there's a word, a very long and very straining, very I don't know the word, but the you can basically it's a very long and attribute. There's a word I'm thinking of, a very long and very interesting process. Lack of a better word or terminology. Um, so basically, y- the the for me, it's a very long and interesting process, and doing and painting is very, I wouldn't say straining. It's very relaxing, but like if you're painting people and you're painting something or you're doing something or painting a figure, your figure drawing or figure painting, whatever, um, you can basically um, go as detailed and as thick and as thin as you need to and treat it as like I won't consider this much of a tutorial stream, but I can actually talk to you guys or have you guys ask questions. You can feel free to in the comments. But the reason I like painting isn't just because of, you know, the books that I got that really inspired me. As I started doing it more and more, the reason I got further into it and the reason I enjoy it is mostly because it's a lot more, it's a longer process, but it's one that you can really really have an interesting time with. Um, if you keep going and keep trying and stuff. Like for me at least, you can do a lot of different, like there's a lot of different styles of painting. For some artists, they're more comfortable with oils or acrylics, all that jazz. um, Personally, for me, I'm not very good with. Uh, I've never tried oils, so I cannot give you a tutorial there. Um, and I have dabbled in gouache, but I've never used the professional type, which is the plan. I do plan on using that eventually. Oh, my throat. Yeah. Sorry. The thing is that you can you it's a very longer, more interesting process for me at least, because for gouache or any type of paint, whether you're using a palette or you're using tubes, which I'm not very good with tubes. I hardly ever use them myself. But sometimes you have to break away from your comfort zone and try using stuff you're not familiar with and using different, like, basically experimenting is the path to success. I find that when push comes to shove, it's better for me to be true to myself and admit that there's some stuff I just can't do and I'm not as familiar with. So I can't give you guys a tutorial for stuff I don't know what I'm doing there. But if I was to give you a tutorial, it would be it once I got familiar with that medium or I've done it myself. So for me personally, it would be after that. And pretty much only when I did that, when it basically, works. But I can say that painting can be very struggling, very interesting. Like if you're very crude, sorry, give me just a moment. I still have my charger plugged in, but I'm not like having it, plugged. So I know that sounded weird. But basically, it's easier to admit, like, if you have a medium that you're not familiar with and you're not as comfortable with it, that is perfectly fine. Don't, like, you can experiment, try out different mediums, try out whatever makes you comfortable. If you find the medium that you most like, stick with it. Don't use, like, if my best advice is don't use stuff that you don't feel comfortable using or you do not have as a skill set. It's not it's not going to get you any brownie points. It's not going to get you anywhere. It is just going to be agitating, and it's just going to basically be more of a nuisance for you when it comes down to things. Now, there's nothing wrong with trying stuff out and all that stuff, but once you find something that you're comfortable with and then you just immediately switch to something else, that's not always good. Like my best advice is if you find a medium that you personally like and you want to use, please stick with it. Especially in a professional sense. I have met tons of artists that have gave me the best advice ever. They've said that when it comes down to art, they said when it comes down to something, please, you have to stick with it if you're comfortable with it. Now you're gonna get a lot of stuff that you're just not comfortable with doing, and you have to do it. But if you're doing it in a professional sense and you don't like, it doesn't matter. You have more of a choice. You have please stick to what you are um basically like what you're comfortable with. It don't force yourself to do or use something you're not comfortable with just cuz. That's the best advice they gave me, is that sometimes you're more likely to try to force yourself to do stuff that you're just not comfortable with, you're just not happy with. And I think that personally it's better to honestly just stick to what you're good at and what you like doing. It doesn't matter what it is as long as you're happy with it, and you're in between. you know, like it doesn't have to be uh, perfect. It doesn't even have to be, you know, any of that. It just has to, you just have to find what you personally enjoy. Um, and if you have a certain medium that you enjoy doing, and that's what you want to base your art style off of, and that's what you're comfortable, whether it's painting or it's uh, this, that, or the other, please do yourself a favor. Please stick with it. Don't go out of your way to keep to you'll what's the problem, the biggest problem some artists face is trying to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. uh if you go out of your way to kind of like have all these things in your arsenal but you don't know how to really do any of them, you're going to fall on your face. You're going to fall on your face, and it's never going to be pretty. It's never going to be great. It's just going to be uh it's not going to be well. It's just going to be, lack of a better word, it's just going to be there. Sometimes it's easier to just accept that if you're not going to master every facet of art, it's okay to do such. But if you find a medium and you find your own, you have to find your own way of doing things. Um, because if you don't, you're just going to really be out of luck, lack of a better word. Because there's plenty of artists that have different styles, different ways of doing things. You know, you can't, you can emulate those styles, you can do stuff, um, but it will not matter in the slightest if you cannot, do, this, that, or the other. Um, and plus, it's pretty much more about, for me, you know, um, you don't have to force yourself to do all these different crazy, wacky. Just find yourself. It's like the best advice I can give is like when it comes to art is finding your own way of doing it. It doesn't have to be like somebody else's. It doesn't have to be like this, that, or the other. Just finding your way of doing it is the most important thing you can really do. Be true to yourself. Be, be as respectful and as truthful as you can, um, and all that jazz. I know that sounds weird, but hey. Um, what else? I'm gonna be doing some outlining, and I'm gonna probably finish Batman's cowl, but I'm also trying to do some detail work on his cape. As you can see, like what these are supposed to be is the wrinkles and stuff to the cape. I think this one's a little bit too thicker. There we go. Maybe add some extra, darken some lines here. See, that's what I'm saying is sometimes you're you're very particular with how you want something to look. You want it to have that realism feel to it. Um, what else? Uh, I I also wanted to kind of talk about a lot of things, just anything in general. Um, because I'm gonna be doing this for like a couple hours. I don't care if my phone dies. I have the charger with me and it's plugged in, so it's like probably gonna run down fast, but I do not care. I wanted to paint and talk for a couple hours and really just show what I can do, or what you guys can do if you put your mind to it. And I can answer questions, and really do whatever. Um, so yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of putting in as much detail and as rendering as I can for the cape, so it doesn't feel weird. I know that sounds weird, but I'm just very particular. At the time, when I did this poster, it was going to be for somebody I know, his son. I never ended up finishing it because later on I kind of felt like I missed the ball. Lack of a better word, I felt kind of like I didn't do it justice. And that's the thing with sometimes when you're doing art, when you're, especially if you're making it for somebody else, you always run into that issue of like feeling like you rushed it or something's off about it. You constantly keep questioning it. And for me, I I have the bad habit of doing that a lot. Like, especially if like I'm doing something and I have a reference and I'm just not hitting the ball. So like for instance, I'm using the Batman Arkham Asylum look, which I managed to get this from an amazing person at a comic book shop. He gave me a bit of a discount on that. Um, I would I wish I would have gotten. There was another set of figures somewhere that I saw at a different place, and they were Resident Evil Classic figures. I know for a fact that most likely somebody has already bought those things. And I kind of missed the ball. I wish I would have gotten them, but hey, sometimes you can't always get everything when you want it, even if you are a fanboy and a collector. um, what else? I will be doing Nightwing, but I'm debating what look for Nightwing I'm gonna be doing. Because here's the problem. I was going to originally do the Arkham City look, but that look is not really completely accurate because he is basically just Nightwing from the comics. So I'm, and I was gonna, and then if it wasn't that, then I was gonna do the look from Arkham Knight. But I know a lot of people hate that cowl, so it's kind of like I'm trying to figure it out as I go. So for right now, I'm kind of like I'm kind of just gonna be iffy on it and kind of like figure it out, because sometimes that's the best thing you can do is like just, oh, crap. Hey Nat, uh glad you can make it. Hopefully you're doing well on this lovely day. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Sorry if the video is iffy. I am using a stand, and right now my phone is still plugged in because I haven't moved it. Let me adjust the camera just a little bit. There we go. Hopefully it is better. Yes, that is Batman. I have a reference right here. I'm using a figure that I got discounted a little bit from a pretty cool guy I know at a comic book shop. And also, this is going to be a remastered version of a poster when I first started painting when I was like, I think 13, maybe 12, I think around my teens, I think. So I'm going to be remastering it, and since I have a lot more experience. So yeah. Uh, yes, thank you. That means a lot. Wow. Yeah, I'll say that when I first did the original poster, it wasn't my best work. I wasn't too thrilled on it. So now I'm kind of, now that I'm a little bit older or a lot older, I'm kind of remastering it. Going to be doing a lot of detailing, and since I have more experience with painting, even though I'm doing something I'm a little unfamiliar with, because usually I just use and I stick to palettes, because I have of them. I mostly stick to these. But the thing is, I wanted to, because the one problem with doing that is that they're not as opaque as I would like. So I'm doing something a little different. I'm also going to be using tubes. Now I'm not very good with tubes, so so this is going to be a bit of an adventure. So yeah, there's that. So it's going to be fun, but it's also probably going to be a pain in the butt. But it'll be worth it if I can get it right. But yes. I am glad that you liked it or liked that. Um, I if you got any questions or anything you want, like as long as they're not like too personal or like anything, but if you got any art related questions of anything of that sort, I don't mind answering or whatever you got. If you have anything you want to ask, I'll try to answer it the best of my ability. Now, I can't give a perfect answer, but I'll certainly try. So yeah, if got any questions, I will try to answer. Best of my ability, that is. Beautiful art. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I try. I try. I'm nowhere near perfect though. I do try. Uh, it takes plenty of bad versions to get to the good ones. I can say that. There's a lot that I like about the original concept. There's a lot of things I think I did remarkably well. Um, Joker was one of them. I think I did him pretty well. But I figured this time around I actually have like a bit of a reference and could go in and be as detailed and as more, I wouldn't say elegant, but as a lot more skilled now that I'm more experienced. There's a better word. I'm more experienced, so I can kind of do some stuff. Thing is, I can't. I'm not nowhere near the best artist. I don't claim to be. There's plenty of There's plenty of artists that are better and have more experience at certain mediums than I do. There's a lot of artists that are better at digital art. Yes, Kitty. There's a lot of artists that are better at painting than I am. There's tons of great artists. There's multiple ways of doing things. My thing is, I've always went by this philosophy of like, if you find the medium that you're most comfortable with and you like it the most, even if you know you want to try other stuff, there's no shame in trying other stuff. But if you find one that you really like and you're good at and you keep going at it, you don't have to work with too many other mediums. Now, if you can experiment with a few, if you feel that piece, that if you do a piece that needs other mediums. So let's say I do a piece with with paint, but it required some color pencil elements. That's perfectly fine. Um, my thing has always been just stick to if you stick to a medium once you find the one that fits you, and you can develop your own style, your own way of doing things. It's I know it sounds weird, but like I've gotten that from a lot of different artists that I've encountered. A lot of different artists have just told me and gave me some advice. Like I've met a few at Comic Cons, even a year or two, for various reasons. But to be honest, it's always fun to do whatever it is you like. Art wise, it's very uh, worth it. Lack of a better word. Um, there's a yeah. It's always kind of like it's interesting because you get to really show what it is you want to do. Like for instance, for me, I at first I never really I never had the willingness to paint. I think I did a little. I think I worked a little with paint when I was little, like your typical little kid watercolor painting at grade school or something. But I think around my teens, because I was still drawing. I loved drawing. I have like a lot of drawings I did. I think one of them, it was after Spider-Man 1 came out and before Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. I showed it to one of the guys at a Comic Con. God, I can't speak. um, and it was one of the guys from Comic Book Men, and he actually was really impressed. He said, keep drawing. He actually wrote that on his autograph that he gave me. Me too. I love to draw. Yes, it's always great. Drawing is amazing. Like you don't have to. Not everybody it has the ambition towards it, which is it's fine. That's normal. Not everyone likes the same things. The whole point of this channel isn't just for art. It's also, even though it's in the name, it's also art in a different sense, like video games, ideas for those, and movies. That can be art too, in a certain extent. So for me, art is very versatile, and very different and difficult. And it can be multiple things, not just one, but multiple. Um, So yeah. Also, sorry, but by the way, last night, if like I streamed very late, I think I clocked out at freaking 3 a.m. for me, or 3 at night. And I slept till like 10 this morning, so I went to bed very late, which I know you didn't stay in the stream for long, but I'm but yeah, I've kind of I went to bed really late. I feel a little better. I did sleep like a rock though, but I'm kind of iffy as usual, but I'm actually feeling a lot better. So for me, I did a little bit of I did 2 gaming streams, I think, and then I'm doing an art one, and I plan to stick to this for for a longer time because I need to catch up on a lot of projects. This one is basically the remaster. Uh, I have as you can see, a lot of different posters.
There's tons of different art videos that I have on the channel. Like I think there's a lot of art streams I did in the past where a few of them are privated, but a lot of them aren't. And then there's a lot of different art videos that I have on the channel. Um, uh, if so, for me, mostly most of the reason why I like streaming while painting or doing art is one, it doesn't take as much freaking oh, that's a lot of art. Yes. It doesn't take as much space on my phone. Which sucks. That's part of the reason why some of my gaming videos, that's why I did like a stream beforehand, and it was more like an update stream. That's why it's not privated, it's public. I treated it more like a video. Because the thing is, I wanted to explain a lot of what's going to happen with the channel, but also why some of the people that are more into the gaming ideas stuff, why some of those videos are taking so long. Uh, and I don't want to sound like I'm BSing. It's mainly to do with the amount of research I would have to do for certain games, get some like concept art together, and also phone space fucking sucks. I have like, and plus I have like a lot of different posters. Like some of them I don't even have done. I have one for 5YL, which is a crossover comic by the Ink Tank. I still need to finish. I have that one's a failed attempt, so that one can just go right here beside me. Um, I have two different versions. I'm iffy on one. I like this one better, which is I'm gonna mix together mediums though. This one for Spider Verse. I still have like tons of different Spider Man. The camera is blurring. What the fuck? Hold on. Oh my god, that's too. Dang it! Hold on. This freaking yeah. It's not two. It's on top of the other one. Okay, it's not blurry now. I still have like tons of characters, backgrounds I need to add, but it's like a mini one. Uh, the original Spider Verse one is like one I did. I'm not as happy with it because of the painting was So yeah, that's I'm not happy with that. And then I have like one-off like not even posters, but like a one-off projects like fan art. I have this one right here for Jesse from Control. I need to do, um, and of course the most obvious. Hey, dang it! The most obvious one is this one for 5YL. I don't know if you're a big Ben 10 or Danny Phantom fan. Uh, but this is like a mixture of like markers and a lot of paint and different stuff. I think the only thing that is not theirs is mine is right here. This one with the palette for a head is my own personal alien that I added to the poster because I wanted to add my own one of my own creations of I love that drawing. Thank you, thank you. I have like tons of other ones. There's tons of projects, some that are even in pencil that I have not started work on. Um, there's one that is based around Yu-Gi-Oh. I have one that's Sonic related. I have not revealed it yet. I have. Maybe I did. I don't know. I actually have some paintings and drawings that I one of them is in the sketchbook right here, which I did. I was working on it on another art stream. I think that one's privated. Maybe it's not. I don't know. And it's based around Coraline. And then I have this little thing that I did for elementals that I was working on, but I haven't finished it yet. It's a little watercolor painting. I didn't go super in depth with detail because I wasn't as invested in it. So yeah, for me at least. So yeah. I have like a lot of stuff. So for me, streaming is the way of like I don't have to I can it's like an unlimited space and I can do whatever. But I'm gonna be right back. Duty calls. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna mute myself. Sorry, I'm back. I had to go to the bathroom. That's why I said duty calls. I had to go pee. But yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Uh, just hit me. But yes. But yeah, I'm gonna work on this. I uh I need to finish this anyways, or not finish it, but kind of add more stuff. I'm still working on. I still have. Let's see. I have. I did finally add the face for Robin. I don't have a figure for reference, so I had to like look up Google images. For Arkham City, the figure that's supposed to be behind them is going to be either. I'm debating of erasing that and fixing it because I'm trying to figure out who I should do. If I should do um Catwoman or Nightwing there. So I'm kind of trying to figure that one out. So for me, at least, kind of iffy on that. So I'm working on figuring out the layout there. uh, so let me add some more paint to my brush. I'm I'm limited on my oh, and that's Robin. Yes, that's Tim Drake Robin. Um, I don't think we I think we do see Jason. I thought about adding him, but I figured it'd be more interesting if I add him as like red message redacted. Trust me, it's fine. You don't have to delete that. Yeah, this is Robin. It's just the thing is I didn't want to confuse you because there's been multiple Robins, and I didn't want you to feel like, oh, um, because it was confusing for me at first. When I was looking into the lore of with Batman and stuff, when I was first reading comics, it's like this one looks different than this one. What the heck? So I didn't want you to be confused. But yes, that is Robin. It it's probably the only Robin I'll be adding. I think I'll have like um Nightwing and Catwoman and stuff. So technically, you're not you're fine. So yeah. Um, BC, I get G on it. BC, I put G on it. Oh, you're fine. Trust me. I have a bit of dyslexia, so really, to be honest, I didn't even notice. And plus, for me, I get a lot of crap from my grammar, so I wouldn't even have said anything anyways because I know how there's those. I don't know what it is on the internet with that, but you have these grammar Nazis that freaking they'll pick at you for your sentences and stuff. I'm just not one of them. So for me, it's you're all good. Trust me, I wouldn't have said anything anyways. So you don't need to, you know, stress about it. You're all good. You're all good. Let's see. I and I know that's just the term a lot of people use, by the way, when it comes to those type of people. Like, I'm not saying they're actual. You know what? I just saying that's the term a lot of those people, a lot of people use to those people on the internet. The ones that are very annoying and they're very when it comes to grammar. They'll pick at people. So, yeah. But you're all good. You're all good. I actually have an interesting question for you. What do you suppose I do with this when I finish it? If I should, once it's done, what do you think I should do with it? Oh, okay. Just out of curiosity. I I did put a little bit of a. I do have a bit of an update though. I still have to get like more for what is it called? That one video. I'm trying to think. That Batman one I'm working on. There, that one I did. I gave a little bit of an update on my community post. I still have to actually. There's some stuff that I actually have to draw scenes and not rely too much on images and stuff. So I'm still working on the editing for that, and also trying to figure out sound effects. I am using CapCut, not an actual editor. So, and I can't exactly send it to people. Trust me, I've tried sending it in a text message and does not want to work. Which is not really super surprising in retrospect. Also, little small update. I don't know how much of a fan you are, but I do have one project I am working on that's for the Marvel Insomniac Spider-Man games. I haven't added anything new to it, new villains wise. You're editing too? Yes, I am. For the that Batman one, yeah, I'm editing that. I'm having to do a lot of the heavy lifting for a lot of the stuff. I don't want the to that's a lot. Yes. I still have tons to add on that one though. Waiting till October for some of the new villains and stuff. Maybe I could add to it. But in regards to the Batman thing, it is taking me a lot longer, not just because of editing, but because I have to go and like first go and check the vocals and like first, because there was a point where I did record when I was still having some vocal problems, and I kind of went with it. I'm probably gonna have to like re-record some of the lines with that part because they're very scratchy in a certain extent. And yes, thank you. I still have tons of villains though I need to add to that. I'm waiting till the sequel comes out to add it. I'm waiting for like Lizard. Let's see. What is it? There's some other ones. I'm trying to remember. If they haven't revealed too many, but I know Rafe will be in the game, aka Yuri Watanabe. So I'll be adding her, and whatever other villains that they may add. Or at least I'll try to add as many as I possibly can, and stuff. I would have. The problem is I can't. The thing is, due to the fact of lack of storage, it will not. Like I've tried doing it, but it will not extort the file to like basically download it to anything else. So like I physically will have to like what I'm gonna have to do with the Batman the Unchained project that I'm editing and stuff, like you can see the editing file that I was working on just a little bit of on my community post. I'm gonna have to like put a lot of my personal and important stuff like photos, family stuff, all that jazz on like a computer because I'm doing everything on my phone. This is all on my phone. And it's not easy, but I'm kind of learning as I go. So some stuff is not going to be as grand as I would like it to be, and the video quality for some stuff is going to be dog shit. But hey, as long as I'm trying and all that stuff, that's more the important thing. You know, I can't do everything. I can't do everything, but I'm certainly trying. Lack of a better word, because I want to really try my best and really make sure it works. At least in my eyes. That, and also I'm hoping to eventually get a friend involved for doing the voice for a few characters, because I'm not a voice actor, and for me personally, I'm doing a lot of the editing and a lot of the work by myself, and a lot of the stuff that I was gonna add, or I was working on with it. I'm trying to get it as close to the way Channel Awesome did it, but I was gonna have a friend help voice act it and like do some of the characters, because he's a pretty amazing dude, and to be honest, I wouldn't have started this channel without him. So for me, I just the problem has been mostly trying to figure out how I can do it with him, and it's not been easy for me to figure stuff out because I've been doing a lot of the work by myself. Like I haven't had like help with a lot of things. And for me, like I'm not one to always ask for it because I'm as stubborn as a mule. I hate feeling weak or feeling like I can't do something. So for me, I figure stuff out mostly. I try to do it on my own because of just that stubbornness. Plus, just I hate asking for help for some stuff, but sometimes I feel like if I need to, I will ask for it because I do have a bit of a humbled humility side where like I'll admit defeat if I'm having so much trouble, and I have before, um, at least in my eyes. So for me personally, it's more just about like I'll do it, and then you know hopefully it'll, if I can get it to where we can both work on it, it would be nice. If I draw it on paper, if I draw in paper, draw, you mean on paper or if I draw in paper? I'm trying to, sorry, I have a bit of the dyslexia thing. It acts up sometimes. I'm not making fun of you. Please don't be mad. I'm trying to, I get it partially what you're saying. It's a me thing, not a thing. Don't, get upset. I have plenty of faults. Trust me. I'm not your typical streamer. I'm no good at drawing at paper. Yeah. You're all good. Trust me. It took me a while. I wasn't too good at it either. Funny enough, I actually kept some of my old drawings on paper. I think the first one I ever did was this Batman Beyond one. Nope, 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 nope. I think there's this one I did first, this one, and I think the last one was this Batman Beyond one. I'm trying to find it. I keep it in this little scrapbooky journal thing. There it is. Oh crap! There goes my back. I feel old. Like I said, no, I'm not mad. You're all good. You're all good. I'm glad you're not, honestly. I hate offending people. But yeah, this was the very first drawing I ever did. As you can see, I wasn't very good. I think the second drawing I did, it was probably one of these two. I don't really know. This one was just pen and color pencil. And I have a lot of different other ones I did in here, and it was as I was getting better and stuff. So yeah, I hold on to a lot of my old stuff. I wasn't too good when I first started either. No one is. You can't be the next Picasso or something overnight. It doesn't happen that way. Wish it did. But best thing you can do is keep trying and keep going. I know you hear that a lot, but it helped for me at least. Wow. Yes. Wow, it looked terrible, I agree. Terrible it did. Terrible. So that one is an old one? Yes, that is really old. Like, I kept a lot of my paper drawings I did as a kid. I still have a few that I had or did as a kid. It always helps to show your growth if you hold on to the cringe-worthy stuff that you do or did as a kid. And for me at least, yeah, I have a lot of cringe-worthy, terrible drawings. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm also, it helps when you're painting, that I've learned and picked up, is that if you layer stuff, it always helps. Now, sometimes it doesn't come as easily, I'll say that much. Because right now there's a part that's too white, and I can see it, but you won't easily see it. So you have to be careful how you layer. Um, I have to work in layers. Um, yeah. uh, I'll say that I also have there's actually some stuff I have to hand draw for some of the edits, or I have to do digitally, which I refuse to use Photoshop because I don't know how that thing works. It is terrible. It is utterly awful for me mentally to figure that one out. If I'm being honest, I can admit my faults there, but nobody is perfect. Everybody has this certain expectation, especially on YouTube for their YouTubers and stuff. Like they think that they're gods, especially when you're a kid. When you're a kid, you miss the part where they're just as human as you are, and they have their own faults. Some of them uh, they get even greater, and some fall. Yeah, if I draw, yeah, I for me, I love the feel of painting. I don't know what it is. I've gotten so accustomed to it. And actually, one of my mods, a sub and a sub, she asked me why I use a lot of thinner brushes. Yeah, I use IBX paint. I've tried using that actually. I could not figure it out. That's why, like I admit, that's why I'll admit I've dabbled in digital stuff, but certain apps are just uh hell on my brain. um, so for me, it's in between. Um, so I'll say this when it comes to painting, why I'm so accustomed to it and why I like it the most is that it like it's like any other medium or any other tool in your arsenal as an artist. Um, there's no superiority that I would boast for doing one facet of art or another. Like if you're there are multiple different ways of doing to get to a singular goal for a piece. It's really that simple. For painting, you know, it's no different than digital art in a certain extent. Now, I could eat my words a little bit because it is a lot different, but it also isn't in a certain facet. Now, let me explain before. I'm sure I would get a lot of digital artists pissed, and they're like, no, 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 no. Let me explain. It's different in an extent of like how it is done, but it's not different in concept. With digital art, you're working in layers, quite simply. You work on the anatomy layer, then you work on your detailed layer, and then your coloring layer. It's kind of the same with painting, but extremely different. In a certain extent, you work in layers, but the detail layer, imagine doing that and keep refining it until you have it like down. You basically it takes for painting from does take longer, but it also is quite worth it. But it's extremely yeah, it's extremely different than digital art. I There's no question asked about like I understand I know a lot of digital artists like "Ew, it's completely different. Don't ever say that." But here's the thing: there is a lot of similar you know a lot of different ways you can do art, all can converge into certain facets when you're doing stuff. And that's what a lot of artists can forget when they're doing it, in a certain extent. So let's say you're working with oil markers, or let's say you're working in just regular pencil. There's still a similar facet of stuff when you're doing it. Like you basically work in layers. You always work in layers, and that's where I kind of see, doing stuff. um, for me at least, I love painting because not only is it relaxing, but also I can be as detailed and work on whatever I want. Now, is it going to look as perfect or as realistic as I would hope always? Hell no. But that's just the thing that I've grown to accept, is like, not, especially with any art, it's not always going to look the way you want it. Like the way you saw it looking in your head, sometimes it's not going to look like that. That's just a given. Trust me, there's a lot of pieces that I had a strict vision of how I wanted it and how I saw it in my head, and then I finally put it to paper, and it did not look at any bit of the way I wanted it. But sometimes that's the thing, is like, it's also an experience thing, is sometimes also it's not going to look the way you wanted it in your head due to sometimes experience. The more experience you get, the better you can get, and the more detail you can render, and you can add this, like, this depth of feel that you couldn't add, especially when you had very little experience or whatever you were doing. So for instance, with that Arkham poster, the original version, I could pick out 1,000 things that due to a lack of experience, I didn't do as much justice. For starters, let's go for starters. I was using a lot of in reference, and a lot of stuff I did not know how to render properly as I could. So for some stuff like Solomon Grundy's face, like Clayface, like a lot of the different noses that I did, due to a lack of experience with some stuff wasn't rendered to the best of my ability. But that is the best part, is that you can see the flaws in something, and now you see what you did wrong. And when you touch back on an old piece or something you did, you can actually be more like observant and say, okay, here's what I did wrong here originally. Here's a better reference. I have more experience. Here's like all the things I can fix and I can render, and I could basically I can fix the way I did. Basically, have more, because I've had more experience with working in that specific medium. Mostly, I've self-taught myself. A lot of the stuff that I've done, a lot of the projects and a lot of the things that I've done in the past, a lot of it, especially the painting circuit, I've done learning it on my own. Now, mostly it's due to the fact that I am not a big fan of YouTube tutorials, especially the drawing ones. Very few times can they be helpful, mainly because of my brain is wired different. So it's a lot harder for me to figure stuff out than it would be for somebody else. Like for some people it's easier, like some people, but it's not always easy for everyone. And in my personal case, it wasn't. So I self-taught myself, and that's always fine. You don't have to always go to, art college. Now, can it be helpful for some things? Yes. Yes, it can. But yeah, it's a little bit an iffy thing. So, but yeah, sorry if I've spent too long ranting. Any of that jazz. Hopefully, I didn't annoy you or anything, or any of that jazz. Um, but yeah, sorry. I'm gonna shut up now and stop talking as much. I I think probably she left. Oh well, I don't blame her. I talk too much. Hopefully, I didn't upset her. Dang it. Sorry about that. Ah, crap. Hopefully I didn't piss her off. Okay, let me check. There we go. Got that. Let me turn on the flash. Okay, good. Hopefully everybody enjoys the stream. I'm gonna probably stop talking as much because I know I can be annoying. People just wanna chillax and watch. Okay, enable flash. I'm working layers. My problem is I talk too damn much. to be doing be rendering out or rendering. I think the problem is it's not as thick as I would need it to be. Fix some of the more glaring problems. Bum, 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 bum. I still have villains I need to draw and add. Who knows, I might actually add some of the characters live on stream. I don't have the references for them, sadly. Actually, now that I think about it, I could. Probably just do without references right now and just work on rendering stuff best I can. To my ability, that is. Okay. Oh. Okay, I need to render in some more details. I'll try to do a lighter shade of red. Maybe add like a darker, a gray tint to it. Maybe that'll add the more body armor feel for the part in the middle. So this way it feels different. What is this? Oh, CapCut. New recommended template. I don't care. I basically do not care. Okay. Okay, so I need to darken that a little bit because it blends in too well in the darkness. Um, let's see. Let's see. Let's put a bit of like an outline there. Gives it a more depth of feel where it actually feels like body armor. Hmm. Mute myself. I'll be doing a little bit more work. And of course, he picks the more crappy time to bother me without going out to eat. And I'm not even hungry. Of course. Why not? Always about. I think I got it pretty golden. Let me clear off the red on this brush and rinse it. Then I'm gonna probably do just a little bit of brightening up the symbol, the giant R. That might help for the more depth of feel to things. some rendering of some details. Mostly relying on watercolor, so for some things it's not going to look as tightly detailed as I would like it to. I'm doing as much work as I can. Well, there we go. Dennis Rodman's mask. A more opaque on top of it. Um, da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. think I have it pretty much done. Hopefully. Yeah. With Robin, at least. Might add some more detailing. And then I'm going to keep going for a couple more hours. Because I don't plan on stopping. I don't plan on it. I want to work. I never get the chance to work on much. I'm always game streaming lately. I don't do many art streams. And the ones I do are always short. And I'm only working on maybe not enough. So how about I change things up for a bit and actually work on something? And that. Which is more difficult. I need to get some stuff done. I have like a lot of different projects that I need to get done, and I can't do them if I'm worried about him. Disable flash because it does drain the battery. I think I'm gonna end the art live stream here, and I'm gonna do some work off camera, and I'll probably stream again maybe in a bit, or maybe I could do. I can probably, you know, switch. Okay. So I think I'm gonna add Nightwing behind them, but I think I'll do him in a different pose, or just so you don't have to have that stinking ear thing right there, because I don't think that works for him. Ah. Need the rest of it. I don't feel like it. I have projects I need to get done. If I don't get them done, I'll never get them done. And I keep. You know what? I think I'll leave that. Hold on. Instead of doing Nightwing there, I think I can work within the parameters and make that Catwoman, and then add Nightwing over here. Okay, so yeah, that works. Kind of. Or I could do someone else there. Kind of do Nightwing right here, because I want him to feel bigger, kind of like the point. Let's go to my reference. Okay, never mind. Okay, so okay, so that means like a. So there's more of a square jaw face, kind of play on that features wise, and then shoot. No. Sorry about this. Okay, so then I could put it's like a bowler right there. Off. I think it doesn't work the best. This I'm screwing up again. There we go. I think I'll change it from, because I don't think it works from that side to this side. I think it works better if I'm going this side. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Trying to keep it as long. I'm trying to keep this stream going, but drive stuff off. Camera's blurry. There we go. I'm gonna keep the stream going, but I'm gonna mute myself and I will be back momentarily. I'm gonna put an AFK in the chat so people know. I will be right back. I'm gonna this up and then I'm gonna turn this around and I will be right back. probably gonna end the stream anyways. What is this? Don't care. But yeah, probably work on stuff off camera so it helps me out and all that jazz. So see you guys later.